So last time in algebra, we were factoring trinomials using grouping. And we're going to continue doing that, although today we're going to learn a special case. And that special case is when our a is equal to 1. Now, hopefully you remember last time when we're referring to our trinomials here, it's ax squared plus bx plus c. But this time we're going to have a equals 1. And a equals 1 is most typically written simply as x squared plus bx plus c. 1 replacing the a, 1 times x squared is just x squared. So I don't even need to write the a equals 1 in. But how does this allow us to take a shortcut? Well, let's take a look at an example, and you'll be able to see how and why this works so nicely in this case. So let's take x squared plus 6x plus 5. And we're going to do this using the grouping method that we established earlier. And we're going to start with calculating a times c. Well, a times c, our a, well, as is the title of our work today, a is 1, and our c is 5. So a times c is simply 5. And our b, as usual, is just the letter attached to the x, which is a 6 here. So we need to figure out what numbers multiply to a times c and add to b. And the numbers which multiply to a times c and add up to 6 are going to be 1 and 5. 1 times 5 is obviously just 5, and 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. Now, from here, we can go ahead and I'm going to do this the long way, and then I'm going to point out the shortcut, and you're going to say, wow, I hope a is always equal to 1. So if we do this the long way, we're going to split up our x term just like we did before. We're going to have plus 1x, I'll just call it x, and then plus 5x, and lastly plus 5. So what was previously 6x becomes x plus 5x is 1x plus 5x is 6x. Then I'm going to do the factoring. We can pull an x out of x squared plus x. That gives us x plus 1. Notice that x times 1 is equal to x, so it checks out. And over here, we can pull a 5 out. So we have 5 times x, and then 5 divided by 1, or 5 divided by 5 will be 1, giving us x plus 1 again. Now the x plus 1 and x plus 1 check out, giving us the final factored form of x plus 5 times x plus 1. Now, you might be saying, all right, well, outside of having a times c equaling 5 and it basically being what multiplies to c and adds to b, that didn't require any less work. And that's because I did it the long way. Now, if you want to find out how to make this way shorter, what you can do is you can just say, hold on a moment, 1, 5, 1, 5. The numbers which multiplied to make c and added to b are just our factors. And when a is equal to 1, this is always the case. So as a consequence, if you wanted to do this the short way, and the trick which makes factoring trinomials so easy when a is equal to 1, you can just grab your factors right here and say, all right, well, we just do x plus 5 and x plus 1, and we're done. So that's the trick to factoring trinomials when a is equal to 1. Once you figure out what numbers add up to b and multiply to make our c value here, you're basically finished. You just need to write it in factored form where it's x plus or minus the first factor and x plus or minus the second factor.